Alright guys, so recently purchased a GoPro, and you might be wondering what this is on here. Well, I'm going to tell you. So I like making stuff, and you make a lot of videos, you guys know if you hang out on my channel. And the deal is, I got this GoPro, I can make, do stuff with my hands while I got this on my head, do a head mount GoPro. And then I can record stuff. So the only problem was, with this head mount, it's hard to tell where you're recording. So I'm like, I made a video, I'm down here with my hands, okay, this is what you do, or whatever. And this is basically what it was. It was off the screen down here, and I'm sitting here talking about making this video, and it's showing everything up here. Okay, so I was like, well, I did that for a bunch of videos, and I'm like, holy cow, you can't really tell where this is pointing, So it's super frustrating. You make a video and then half the thing's not even showing. So my solution was, I was like, I need a laser that can point to where I'm recording. And so I thought, well, a little tiny laser, what's the smallest thing? So went on Amazon, bing, bada bing, a 9mm laser bore sighter. Okay, so I ordered this thing, and I'll put this link in the description below if you guys want to check it out, as well as the GoPro stuff. Anyways, so this comes, I'm all excited. The only thing is, basically, it's just this little end cap, and you just screw it in there after you put in 2 little batteries, and then it works. So I'm like, well, I don't want a laser just sitting there in my video the whole time, plus I don't want to kill the battery, So I was like, well, what can I do to make sure that I want a button on this thing. So that's what kind of this video is I made a button. Crud. Where'd the thing go? Oh, that's joyful. Not so joyful, because I have some pieces that are pretty hard to find. One second. Okay, my goodness. So with the bore sight, I was like, well, I need to make a little button here. So this is actually the button, and I'm going to tell you how I made this. It's super easy. First thing I did was I got some paper, just one little fold of paper, and I put it in there to kind of line this so the battery will not touch the sides. Now, another thing I did, so just one little piece of paper kind of goes around the battery there. Also, I made this little tiny plastic, you can see, washer. And I just made it. It came with these batteries. I cut this out and cut a little hole in it. That's all I did. Now, I did that because in order to turn on this laser, this part here, when you screw it in, it just touches on the battery, and that holds them together. And it's this rim right here. So I just basically cut that out so this piece of plastic would cover that rim when you screwed it in. And need something thin too. Okay, and they had all this room in the cap. And I just took one of these little fold-over pin things. You could use something else if you wanted. And I took a pen, took the spring out of there. And there's a spring right there. So that way I can, push that, and it's going to go in. This spring is the whole spring. I might cut it a little bit because it's a little stiff, but we'll see. And then what I did, once I drilled a hole in the end here also. Once I drilled that hole in, I bent those over like that, so it would have a catch right there when it would catch when it would try to go out. So it's not gonna get out of there. So that's what you want to do when you make that is make sure that point goes below the rim there. So when you push to touch on the batteries, that's where it's activating it. Okay, so that done. That was pretty easy. Drill a hole in there, get your little washer. Crud. That washer is very elusive. It's very hard to see. I'm sure you get to go to Home Depot maybe and get one, but it needs to be super flat, and it's got to be made out of like non-conductive material. So that's why like this was already pretty much the round I needed, and I just trimmed it a little bit. So kind of hard to drill a hole in there. I just took some these forceps there, grabbed it, drilled a hole in there, and then it might make a little ring of plastic on the other side. Just take a razor or something and cut that off so it's flat. Okay, so that being said, now that we have a button on our GoPro, so you don't always have the laser on when you're recording, and so everybody's happy. So you take your little plastic ring there, and then this just screws onto the laser pointer here. Okay, so screw that down so it's nice and secure. Okay, and holding this on is actually just, I'd put 2 little beads of super glue on this part, like right here, and just flipped it over and set it down. You want to make sure it's the glue, I put it towards this end so it wouldn't glue this part closed, and it's actually holding really good. So when I line this up, this is for a 9mm bore sight, laser sight, so it's pretty exact. So I just lined this up so it was level with the lens here, and then I tried it and made a couple videos of where I just hit this button while I'm recording, and it'd show where the laser is. Okay, so you push the button, there's your laser. And when I made the video, it was like almost exactly in the center. And I was like, sweet. So now when I put this on my head, push this button, there's my laser. That's the middle of the screen. If I'm taking a video here, all right, boom, that's where I want my video. That's where I want my headset adjusted to. So I can adjust it to that. That's where it's going to be. And I know where I'm recording. So that's that. And it's super easy. Like I said, I think this is $9. Came with 6 batteries. It literally took me, just thinking how to do it took me, I don't know, about a half hour, but the actual parts to just, drill a hole in here, put it through, put the spring on there, bend this over a little bit I bent it with the forceps and that little plastic part. I mean, you're talking 5-10 minutes. It's super easy. Put that in a vise and just drill a hole through it. And that made the little button. And super happy now, because now I know where it's recording. And it's really, I didn't think the super glue was going to hold. I was like, I'm just going to try this, and it's holding really well. Make sure your thing's cleaned off and not all greasy or stuff like that, the regular precautions. So hope this helps, because I Googled this before and I couldn't find anything, and I was like, what the heck? How do you know where you're recording when this thing's on your head? Just hope that it's, looking the right way or something like that. So hope this helps you guys. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.